And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your Quadrants video for 2023, the much-awaited Quadrants video. So what is a quadrant and how does it apply to you? Well, each sign is getting your own video, your own divination. I've done all the heavy lifting and all the reading stuff ahead of time, so you'll notice I don't even have a tarot card on this table. That's all been done. We're just going to go over your notes here. So what is a quadrant? A quadrant is a quarter of a circle. So if we look at your year, like the full encompassing circle, we're going to take a piece of the pie out of that and break it down one quarter at a time. Each quadrant is going to represent 3 months of your year. The first quadrant is going to be January, February, March. The second quadrant will be April, May, June. The third will be July, August, September, and the fourth, of course, October, November, December. Now, of course, if you're great at taking notes, you only have to kind of watch this video once. You take some awesome notes that you can refer back to. For everybody else, this video will be up permanently. It's not going anywhere. So you can come back to reflect on your quadrants as they happen. I think it's best to check out your quadrant right before the new one starts so you can reflect back on the one that just passed and also get your new information for the one that you're about to live so you can remember and kind of refresh. So either way you're going to do that will be just fine. And let's go over a couple important other things here. Of course, this is the only time of year that I do quadrants it's basically because I go out a whole year. And the further out you go and the further out you look in divination, the fuzzier it gets. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory to everybody. Most people understand that. And for that reason, I usually don't divine out this far. I don't extrapolate out for 12 months. Usually I do like 6 at the most. So this is the only time of year that I do that, first of all. And, divination forecasting here is an outline. So this is not the specifics of your entire year, but it presents an outline that you can plan and prepare very important things too. So for example, like we're going to look at things like vacation amongst 10 other topics here. So what is the best quadrant for you to take a vacation in? Spirit's going to figure this out by your sign and give you a couple bingos here, a couple little peaks or little marks here, little check marks on the map of when this would be the best time for you guys, for your sign to do that. Of course, this is a general reading and we have a lot of bubble energy tuning in to your sign, and that muddles it up a little bit. So that's why you really need a personal at the end of the day. And quadrants for the first time is being offered as a personal product, an audio product, so that way you have a keepsake and something to refer back to as well. But it's all about you and that. So what else are we going to talk about here? First of all, it's going to be generally a positive reading. The reason I do that, I don't do all just positive readings. Some people do that. I don't. I kind of give you the whole thing. But to keep this kind of short and concise, we cannot talk about every single thing that is going to happen in your year. And both, whether we talk about good or bad things, they're both good for planning and preparation, because the bad things you would just try to avoid and the good things you would just go and move towards. Because at the end of the day, they're both functional. They both get the job done, but one is much better well received than the other. Much people would gravitate toward the positive, and hey, if it was a reading that was all about negativity, nobody wants to hear that. And then there would be those people that would be like scared of certain events, and that just doesn't help. That only kind of brings it in more. It attracts it more. So we don't want any of that stuff. So this is going to be a relatively positive reading, long story short. Okay, so without further ado, now that you understand the ground rules, let's get moving with planning and preparing for your year. Okay, Leo, here we go. Quadrants 2023. Like I said, there's no cards in front of me. They're still in the case, and that is because I've done all the card work and taken my notes very thoroughly here. So it's going to save us a bunch of time. That would take 3 times as long if I did just flipping cards and trying to do this at the same time. So let's get started, guys. Quadrant 1, January, February, and March. The main theme of the entire quadrant umbrella here for this quadrant is complete cellular renewal. But what do I mean by that? It means that no carryover from the past. This has got to be all. A lot of you are doing something brand new but you've gotten rid of something else first. So this is like not attached to anything else. It's like a standalone thing. There can be no carryover from the past. This has got to be 110%, not 99%. Okay, very important to understand that. That's the death card that comes in there, and that basically means that there is an energetic shift going on. Just like physical death is an energetic shift from physical plane into spiritual plane, the same way that they're talking about a change in your quadrant 1, guys. So they want you to be flexible with this. So it's kind of if you read between the lines, or letting you know here that this can be a time where, it's hard to kind of like, you're being a little rigid with it because it's hard to kind of see why this is happening the way that it is. But quadrant 1 is going to work out in a good way as long as you don't be resistant to it. Go with the flow. Don't fight the changes and so forth. All right, our first ping here is we have overcoming theft, loss, or deceit financially. Financial ping and overcoming theft, loss, or deceit. Well, that doesn't sound like a good thing, does it? Actually, it is. Because even if it's just loss, like let's say you just spent a lot of finances in Christmas, wrapping up the year, and you've been in a financial bind or something like that, Quadrant 1 is when my Leos are getting out of this. You guys are overcoming this. Of course, theft could come up for some of you. It's going to be much lesser audience, of course. Some people may have had, credit card fraud, had, their card skimmed at a gas station, something like that. But for most of you, this is just the loss. So now the finances are being stacked back up, boosted back up in Quadrant 1. So that is actually a very good thing. We have another ping here for busy and productive. Quadrant 1 is a great time for my Leos to get to work, get busy, get toward your goals. They bring in injustice, and it's time to let something go here. So you're being productive with something. Some of you, this is like something legal that you've just need to deal with now. Anything with contracts, agreements, something you put your signature can come up here in Quadrant 1 with that justice card. And they talk about injustice, so this is what you're being busy and productive about. You're kind of like trying to correct a wrong. And some of you are doing it in the legal routes. Some of you are doing it in the energetic routes too. So there's something that maybe somebody has done you wrong, something has, karmically done something wrong to you, and now you're trying to kind of correct this. And they also say it's time to go. So it's time to get moving on this. If you know what I'm talking about here, about being busy and productive with, Spirit is saying this is the time of the year to address this. And that kind of also shows that maybe you don't really want to do it. It's not something pleasurable, but you got to do it anyway because it's going to clear up a lot of space down your path when you do it. Now we have take risks and go for it. We have a ping for Quadrant 1. Taking risks in the work corner, guys, with work, business, enterprise. Those are the main ones, but it's also retirement if you're of that age. It's also learning something new, collegiate courses, hobbies and interests can also fall under here. So this is the time with any of that you got going on. For most people, it's the JOB. This is the time right here, right now, these 3 months to take risks and go for it. Whatever you're trying to do, this is the month, guys. Take that little leap of faith with work, business, and enterprise. They also have a message for you for what to play safe with and what to keep conservative. We have a ping here also with persistence in the home and patience in the home and a way to enjoy the home. So that is kind of love corner stuff. So your love, your anything you keep close to your heart, with that, you want to play it safe and conservative. Let's say you're single, you've been talking to a bunch of people. Hey, probably not a good idea. You want to play it safe and conservative these 3 months. Maybe just limit who you talk to. Make sure you're talking to somebody good, stuff like that. For everybody else, if you're married, you're coupled up in a relationship, enjoying the home is just enjoying the family, playing it safe, no risks with the family. They also didn't talk about money here except for the boost of money. So maybe, patience kind of infers something too, is that there was a level of impatience maybe before, and now things are starting to get resolved. The love corner is a much more pleasurable place for my great Leos in Quadrant 1. Let's move into Quadrant 2, guys. Quadrant 2, April, May, June. Quadrant 2, we talk about accomplishments with the family, within the heart. This is anybody close to your heart. So this is good successes, emotional successes, if nothing else. Accomplishments are a good thing to see. What is an accomplishment in the love corner? That depends on who you are. For some people, it would be meeting a really good person. For other people, if you've already done such things, this would be, hey, we've really gotten to a good place where we can enjoy the family. Hey, we can, go take these vacations. We have a little bit more financial freedom. So accomplishments are different for different people, but you guys are making your goals and stuff like that in the love corner. Very good way to start. We have a ping here for work. This is the first quadrant work pinged in here. Specifically, they talk about new ideas, guys. So they want you to start thinking of things, not actually doing anything new. But Leo, they want you to start thinking in Quadrant 2 about ways you can do this differently. Maybe, hey, should I go for this promotion, or should I just, try to find another job that pays more? These kind of decisions, anything with work, they want you to start brainstorming new ideas in Quadrant 2. It's going to be very important. We talk about health pinging in Quadrant 2, breaking free from old with hard work. That sounds like old habits, anything you don't want there anymore. Hey, maybe you just gotta, lose a few pounds. Whatever it is for you, they bring in health in quadrant 2 with breaking free from the old. Very much something that is attached to you maybe for a long time. And hey, this is the quadrant to address this. This is the quadrant to start getting over it and chopping it out. So there we go. Getting active with health. We also have relaxation coming in as a ping with vacation. So relax through the chaos in quadrant 2. It's a good time to vacation in quadrant 2. Quadrant 2, again, April, May, June, guys. Good vacation months, good relaxation months. And they say through the chaos, so that implies that there is some stressors going on there in quadrant 2, and this is your way through them. This is your way to deal with, hey, work has been crazy. The family situation has been crazy. We got so much stuff going on at the same time. Well, hey, you know what would be a nice little break from that? Nice little vacation there, quadrant 2. We have a ping here for safe and conservative. This is going to be the last ping we have for safe and conservative. So early in the year, guys, they want Leos to play it safe. Second half of the year, that kind of changes energy. So we have broken, something that is broken, and simply happy, happy. So that's a kind of a weird message. I'm speaking tarot, of course, here, but that is the language, and now I have to translate what that means. So safe and conservative with something broken. So if, let's say the car breaks, and it's a pretty major repair. Something happened with the engine, the transmission, the computer, something that would be an expensive repair. This is, of course, not everybody. I'm just giving you the energy so you understand. If that is broken, they want you to be safe and conservative with it. So they don't want you to pump, $2,000 into fixing this. That wouldn't be safe and conservative. Safe and conservative would be using that same money to buy a car that already works. Okay, so something like that is an example of something that's broken and being safe and conservative with something that is broken. Okay, and even if it's just somebody in the family, a dynamic with an individual. For example, let's just say a friendship got severed. You guys, had a fight about something, a fallout of some form. They want you to move into simply being happy here and play it safe. Okay, so maybe don't try to bombard the other person with apologies. Don't also, wait for them to do all the work either. You're playing it safe and conservative, but you want to get to this place of happy, guys. That's what they said. So happy with playing it safe. That's the path. And that wraps up quadrant 2. Very good. Quadrant 3 for my great Leos. We talk about the main theme is avoiding bad credit and bad karma. So this comes in as a big ping here for a lot of my Leos where this situation environment can happen. So this is one of those ones they want you to avoid. It sounds like a bad thing, but this is one of the ones that I wrote down specifically because it's the major theme for the month. Okay, so there's something in here that they want your eyes open with finances for. The financial side, the money side, and then also the karmic side. So some of you may be emotionally triggered with something. Don't act out of character just because you're emotionally triggered. Take the high road approach. I'm telling you, karmically, it's worth it. So that comes up in quadrant 3 as something that they want to plant the seed with. So be on the lookout for that so that you see it when it happens. We have a ping with work, which is new money. Okay, so we got some new money flowing into my Leos in quadrant 3. It looks very good financially there. I'm jumping into finances too. They have a ping there also with more freedom. With more money comes more freedom, the more ability to do more things with the money that you earn and you have. And that is coming from work, guys. Most people it does, but they're just making sure that you understand that this is not like an inheritance, something like this. This is like a workplace deal. Love corner stuff, we have a ping there too. Very busy quadrant 3, guys. We have good luck. We have good promising stuff with love. This is our first love ping actually for Leo in quadrant 3. So they want you to come to the edge here. So they're basically saying have faith with this love thing. So for some of you singles, the environment is very ripe in quadrant 3 for new love. They want you to get outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Don't die inside of your comfort zone. Kind of take these risks. Come to the edge. Have a little faith that this is going to work. That's what they push here in the love corner. And good luck to people that are coupled up or in a relationship. This could just be like things working out very, very good for the family in weird ways. Everything kind of just works out, that kind of thing. We have health coming in as female strength. So that is very specific to my audience of my female Leos. They bring in really having the tools and moving forward with your health and strength. If you are a female in quadrant 3, if you're a male, I guess the message was more quadrant 2 for you guys for health. We have busy and productive in quadrant 3. They say this is about fate and destiny. So this is more of probably an environmental deal. You guys are not being busy and productive by choice, but this is just what you got. This is the situation. Hey, maybe work got crazy. That's why we got new money coming into work. You're getting all kinds of hours, for example, something like that, get more financial freedom. And you don't have the choice. to not be busy. This is the time to be busy. They also bring an orphan here, so just don't sell yourself out. Don't leave yourself cold and, abandoned out by yourself. Keep with your people. Don't forget about them when you get too busy and so forth. The last thing we have here is coming up as a ping for taking risks, and they say love action, guys. So that just further reiterates our love corner push about that good luck coming to the edge. They kind of said it twice. So they want you to take these risks. So it's letting me know a lot of my Leos are opposed to taking risks with love here, and they want you to do it anyway. In Quadrant 3, guys, be brave. Quadrant 4, October, November, and December, the main theme is taking great pride in health or finances or even hobbies. It's kind of a three set there, but it's going to be different. Probably a split audience for everybody. Different Leos about health, finances, and hobbies. They want you to take great pride in something here. So that means don't neglect it. Don't let it fall by the wayside. Pay energy, attention to it. Put the energy into it. We also have a ping here for Love Corner again. We have something that is incomplete, and they want you to burn it down and start fresh. Okay, so if it didn't work in Quadrant 3, you didn't get the results you were trying to do here, this is something where you need to rethink your whole strategy. Okay, this is not for everybody. This is for the ones that when we hit Quadrant 4, you know what I mean by your love corner is incomplete. There's something missing here. So they want you to burn this down and start it fresh. Very interesting message. We have another ping here for vacation and relaxation here for October, November, and December. And they bring up hang out and think. Hang out and contemplate. So this is somewhere that you could vacation, maybe even from home, maybe a different destination where you can start thinking about things. Maybe hang out with a couple old friends. We do have hangout that came in there too. So that is a perfect way to wrap up Quadrant 4. Less chatty Quadrant 4 than the others. So big themes early in 1, 2, and 3 for my Leos. And then 4 is just a couple little things here that they want you to work on. So very good outlook there for quadrants. All 4 of them for my great Leos. And you can see how this is an outline for the year and the benefits of knowing this for yourself. Of course, this is very accurate for the sign, but individually, all of you Leos are different. And for the first time, I'm offering quadrants as a personal audio product. Great, because you get to reflect back on it and check this stuff out as it goes. And, personalization is the best divination thing you can get, period. That's just the way to go. And it is available for January only, guys, on the website, scottsagent.com. That wraps up your entire quadrants video. Hope you guys have a great 2023, and I'll talk to you soon.